In today's video, we're going to talk about my top 4 artisan shave soap makers. And within that list, we're going to talk about some of my favorite shave soap pickups from this past year. Keep on watching to find out more. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is John, aka Latherhog. If you enjoy videos and content about traditional wet shaving, like safety razors, shave soaps, shaving brushes, then you've come to the right place. Now today we're going to talk about my favorite shave soap artisans, but I do want to mention, especially those of you who are new to the channel, I haven't picked up nearly as many shave soaps as I have in previous years. As a hobbyist, this was, for me at least, one of more restraint and control. And that means this year I had to change things up. I normally share my top 10 shaving soaps from different artisans, try to give you some variety. I just, quite frankly, I don't think I bought 10 different shave soaps from 10 different makers this year. So let me take the chance now to give a quick shout out to some shave soap artisans I really enjoy, but didn't necessarily get anything from this year. That includes Katie's Bubbles, Barrister & Mann, Declaration Grooming, and McDove's Soap Company. And with the honorable mentions out of the way, let's move on to the actual list. So first up at number 4, we have Moon Soaps, and the soap in particular is Bixby. Moon Soaps is based out of California. They don't have a particularly aggressive release schedule. Some artisans have multiple soaps come out every month, every other month. The Moon Soaps usually does, I think, about a seasonal schedule, maybe 4 per year, if that. So for those of you who like to pick up a new scent every now and then, I think you might really like the release schedule that Moon Soaps keeps. It is $23 USD for a 6-ounce tub of soap. And the scent notes for this one include black tea, tonka, smoked vanilla bean, black volcanic sea salt, coastal driftwood, black pepper, Italian bergamot, jasmine, green apple, and musk. And to my nose, this one is sweet, green, and aquatic. So I think it's very easy to like. It has a particularly springy vibe to it. So if you like something fresh, again, the greenness, the herbaceousness is definitely there. And I think aquatics as a genre in general are really accessible. Also, let's not forget to mention the excellent label work here, all done in-house. Zach and Melody are the couple who run Moon Soaps. Melody's the soap maker, and Zach does both the designs on the labels. He also turns brushes. So check out Moon Soaps if you haven't had the chance to do so, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Next, at the number 3 spot, we're talking about House of Mammoth, based out of New York. And the soap in particular we're talking about is Rumble. And for those of you who might not be familiar with House of Mammoth, it's headed up by Ben Esposito. The actual soap is made not by House of Mammoth, but in partnership with Vita from Chicago Grooming Company. She produces the soap using Ben's formula, but Ben's main passion and contribution are the very unique and enjoyable scents that they come out with. Rumble is one of my favorites from this past year. I want to say it's a little bit slept on. It's a great cool weather scent. Before I forget, the pricing on this is $25 USD for a 4-ounce tub of soap. I believe they're called the Colt jars, as they're very solid, very attractive. You see the label, ingredient label on the bottom here. The scent notes on Rumble include rum, coffee, vetiver, labdanum, milk chocolate, and woods. Milk chocolate might be the one that stands out to you as being interesting, or it might leave you scratching your head. But believe me, the milk chocolate, it's not a prominent note. It just works really well in this mix. Rum, is the main star, the main note, and I think the rest of the scent was built around that. Besides the rum, there's some woodiness. There's a distinct leather-like note. I think that comes from the labdanum and maybe in conjunction with the vetiver. Kind of that little bit of a leathery, earthy feel to it, and some sweetness as well. I think that's really the milk chocolate. Some might say vanilla, because often rum and vanilla go hand in hand. This one's quite a masculine scent at that, and very enjoyable. So that is Rumble from House of Mammoth at number 3. Next up at the number 2 spot, we're talking about Gentleman's Nod, and there are 2 soaps I want to talk to from Gentleman's Nod. First is Bluegrass Muse. This one was made as a collaboration between Gentleman's Nod, BBS.Live, Nate and Mel, great guys, friends of the channel, and the Razor Company. The scent on this one is inspired by a Kentucky mule that is a variation on the Moscow mule, but it uses bourbon, which is definitely it's one of the B's of BBS.Live. And this one is just such a great scent. There's sweetness to it, there's an effervescence to it, there's tons of notes, but ginger, cardamom spice, and lime really help round out the rest of this scent. And of course, oak, because you need a little bit of woodiness to complete a bourbon scent. So this one was really enjoyable. And for the life of me, I try to choose one of my favorite scents, and it really is between these 2 this year. These are both excellent scents. They're on the fresher side, maybe spring and summer, if you wanted to attribute a season to it. But then the second soap I want to talk about is Juniper Reverie. This one I was a little late to the game on. Multiple people highly recommended this to me. In particular, I want to shout out Sloppy Badger. He is a lover of juniper in particular, so I think that sold him right away. So he was one of the earliest to tell me about this one. Besides the juniper, there's bright lemon, there's a little bit of booziness to it, cognac in this case, so kind of funny that there's both an alcohol element to this bourbon here for Bluegrass Muse and cognac for Juniper Reverie. There's also ground coffee, florals, incense, and myrrh to warm this one out. And this one, it's got some great complexity, but not in a muddied or confusing way. Again, these 2 are amongst my favorites of this year. I would say they're probably tied for the number 1 spot. So you get a little bonus accolade here as my favorite wet shaving scents for this year are both from Gentleman's Nod. Oh, and let me not forget, the price on Gentleman's Nod soaps are $25 USD for 5 ounces of soap. So Bluegrass Muse and Juniper Reverie taking the number 2 spot here. Before I share with you my number 1 pick for Shave Soap Artisan of 2023, can I ask you, if you're enjoying this video, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you haven't done so already, please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel and don't miss out on any new videos. Thanks, guys. So here at the number 1 spot is who I have the most shave soaps from this year. So that kind of made it easy to determine who would be in this spot. And without further delay, we're gonna talk about Ariana Evans. And I've got multiple soaps here. First, we recently collaborated with Peter from Ariana Evans to create Stateside Sonata between A&E and Lather Talk. Just another reminder that this is out. I know it's a little, pat yourself on the back here, but truly a wonderful scent. We got apples, woods, a little bit of sea salt in there, a little freshness. I think this is great all year round. Very proud of this release. Had to mention it. It's my own list. It'd be silly not to include it, but I won't dwell too much on this one. Stateside is offered in the VR2 vegan base, probably my favorite base from them right now. We also have Yuzu featured in their Kaizen 2E, or just K2E shave soap base that includes tallow. And then in their budget line, we have Limoncello. The budget line is called Pedro Fiasco, offers a number of different scents. And this one I picked up during the meetup in December, which A&D hosted. I just fell in love with this. I had the opportunity to sniff all different kinds of soaps, ones that were new to me, ones that I'd never got my nose on, and I opened up Limoncello and knew I had to come home with it. Very fresh, citrusy, really accessible. Highly recommend this one. And Pedro Fiasco also, I think, has just great bang for your buck at $14.95 for a 5-ounce tub. So this is one I need to go back and actually pick up the aftershave splash of. And yuzu, also citrus, a little earthy citrus. Yuzu as a note, I just love it. This has yuzu front and center. I will say, even though it's citrus, it's got a little earthiness to it as well, and isn't, it's not like a crowd pleaser like lemon, orange, more straightforward. This adds a little more complexity to it. There's other notes in yuzu as well. There's bergamot, mandarin, mimosa, ylang ylang, pepper, violet leaf, galbanum, lotus, musk, and sandalwood. I mean, that's much more than yuzu, but it's such a powerful note. It's definitely front and center despite that long list of scent notes. This retails at $22.95 for 4 ounces. So that's a lot to sum up, but A&D's at number 1. There are so many great options in both soap bases and scents and products in general. If you don't like any of the ones I mentioned here, I think they have a wide enough catalog where you will probably find something to your taste. So at the number 1 spot, Ariana and Evans. All right, guys, so that's my list of top 4 shave soap artisans. I also want to hear from you. What were some of your favorite shave soaps that you picked up this past year? It doesn't have to be something that was newly released, but something that's new to you. I'd love to hear from you, so let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you have any thoughts, agreements, disagreements with my choices, also feel free to sound off in the comments. Otherwise, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for taking some time out of your busy day and joining me for this list. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.